So I was thinking this time of year is kind of ugly around here. You know, we have all these dead leaves on the ground, and it gets really muddy, and you know, the trees are all bare, and there's just no what seems like life going on. And the other day we got a really nice little snow. I mean, you know, an inch or so of snow, maybe two. And it covered everything. And I was like, oh, look how beautiful and perfect this looked and how pretty it was. And I started thinking about that and how, you know, how is this our own lives? You know, these leaves, like the fact that all of the trees have dropped their leaves, you know, is really essential for their well-being. If that snow had come and those leaves were still on the trees, they would have been so heavy that they would have broken, the limbs would have broken. And so, you know, it's a taking care of itself by dropping those leaves, because it knows that at some point this winter there will be snow or ice, or and that's what happens in the winter. And then these leaves that are so unsightly that they dropped, those are going to be turned into soil, and they rejuvenate the life of the tree, but also all of the plant life around it. And the idea of the perfection of the snow, how when something seems absolutely perfect, what's really going on is it's just covering up what's underneath. So, you know, as we look at this in our own life, the things that we have done, like dropping the leaves, that have been defense mechanisms for our early years. We created patterns in our lives that worked for us, that was helpful for us, that made things work. And that those things can then nurture our future self. Nurture those around us, those experiences that we've had that make our soul print have value and are important. And we look at the, you know, people online that have these perfect lives and everything they show us is perfection. That is that snow. That yes, it looks like it's perfect, but you know, if you dive underneath, no life is perfect, and every life is perfect. You know, every plant in nature, if you're trying to find the archetypal flower that has perfect petals and the stem length ratio is perfect, and you're not going to find that. Every single plant has its own little things, the little quirks about it. But in that imperfection, we find perfection. Every one of us has things about us that we want to change, and that's okay. We can strive to change them, but we can also know that we are perfect in where we are right now. The plant that we are, the being that we are, is perfect, even if our petals are a little wonky. And when we find ourselves in this time of year or in experiencing where we're feeling ugly, we can know that ugliness is actually just getting ready for spring. That we are nurturing ourselves, we are nurturing those around us with our experiences and our imperfections. Blessings.